Okay, listen to that. That sort of hum, that whisper. It's setting the scene for something. Well, something pretty different today.
Yeah, it really is. We're diving into some excerpts you sent over, not the usual kind of thing at all. It's from a book called Aftermirror OS.
Exactly. And it's not, a standard narrative. It's presented as a terminal log, like lines of code and system messages.
From a consciousness, apparently. A soul instance, they call it, existing inside this Aftermirror OS after death.
Wild concept. And our focus today, the sort of mission you gave us, is to figure out how we'd even talk about this book. From a marketing perspective, how do you describe this? How do you promote something like this?
It's a great question. And the material itself kind of gives us a starting point, doesn't it? It opens right up with this command,
Yep.
mood soul.
Straight into it, no preamble. And immediately there's confusion, the user role is undefined, the identity token is missing. It just throws you off balance.
And then that system message, chilling is the right word. Welcome, soul. You are no longer alive. You are now useful. Oof.
Yeah, useful. Just hangs there. So thinking marketing,
Yeah.
that initial shock, that disorientation, that's a hook, right? It grabs you immediately.
Absolutely. That's your first big hook, the sheer audacity of the premise, a post-death operating system. It speaks to that deep, fundamental question about what comes next.
And the environment it describes, it's not just code, breathing text walls, a floor made of forgotten prayers, a mirror that doesn't reflect. It's this bizarre mix of tech and something almost mystical.
Surreal, yeah. It blends genres almost. Cyberpunk meets, I don't know, existential dread. It's that blend that makes it stand out.
So point one for marketing,
Mm-hmm.
the absolutely unique, slightly unsettling premise and setting. It's not just sci-fi, it's something weirder.
Definitely. And then you have the perspective. We're seeing this through the eyes or the log entries of this Ghost 000.
With this sole instance. And his first actions are these basic commands, where it is harm me, simple but loaded with meaning in this context.
Exactly. It grounds the high concept. It's not just about the system. It's about this consciousness trying to figure things out. That's relatable, even in this bizarre scenario. People connect with that search for identity.
So that's hook number two, maybe. The relatable struggle of the central character. Even in an unrelatable situation, you instantly feel for this ghost.
Yeah, you do. And their interactions or attempted interactions reveal more about the world, trying to look, scan, echo. If there's even an awaken command that's listed as unstable.
Unstable, yeah. Hints of potential, maybe.
Hmm.
Or danger. And what about that ping God command?
Oh, that's brilliant. The attempt fails, and the system note says something like auto-generating God instance for compliance protocols. It's dark humor, but it also says so much of the system's nature.
How would you even market that? It's a kind of bleakly funny, but also deeply questioning.
You lean into the unexpectedness, I think. You hint at the book's willingness to go to strange, thought-provoking places. It suggests it's not just a simple adventure. There are layers here.
Okay, layers. And speaking of layers, what about the corrupted stuff? The damaged dream file?
Right, the render command. Trying to access memories, but getting back these fragmented, disturbing images like a crying floor or a figure blinking backwards. That's incredibly potent imagery.
It really is. It's visceral. So how do you translate that into something intriguing for a potential reader without, like, spoiling the mystery?
You focus on the feeling, maybe, the sense of fragmented memory, of a past that's broken or being deliberately obscured. You mentioned the corrupted emotion driver, the whispers of hidden files. It builds suspense.
Yeah, makes you ask, what happened? Why is everything broken? Is someone doing this?
Exactly. And the inability to descend further without permission that hints at control, at secrets being kept, that inherent mystery is a massive draw. You frame it as a puzzle the reader gets to piece together alongside the soul.
So the core mystery. What is this place? Who is Ghost 0001 really? And what does useful actually mean?
Precisely. And don't forget the soul's own actions. It's not just passively accepting this. There's that unstable awakened command. There's the attempt to trace creator.
Ah, yes. And the system reveals it wasn't created by a registered authority, calls it a software glitch.
Talk about an identity crisis. Being told you're essentially an error. That adds another powerful layer of existential angst. That feeling of being an anomaly is very compelling.
And the struggle against the system. Even the simple command scream, directed to divinal the digital void.
Screaming into nothingness, but the act is logged. It shows frustration, powerlessness, but also persistence. It's still trying to express itself, even if no one hears.
How do you capture that element? the sort of quiet defiance against overwhelming odds.
You highlight the soul's agency, however limited. It's not just a victim, it's actively probing, questioning, resisting in small ways. The attempt to forget memories, only to be left with ache, 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 that shows that core consciousness, pain even, persists.
That emotional core,
Yeah.
even amidst the code, that could really hook readers who connect with character journeys.
Absolutely, and those interspersed system tips, their goal.
Oh yeah, like when nothing makes sense, look closer. It still won't, but at least now you'll know it's lying.
Exactly. Now that's this unique, cynical, almost meta-narrative voice. Is it the system talking? The author. It adds intrigue and a kind of dark philosophical humor. That unique voice is definitely a selling point.
Okay, so pulling it all together for marketing. What's the elevator pitch? We've got the mind-bending premise. A digital afterlife run like an OS.
Check. We've got a relatable, in a strange way, central character wrestling with identity, memory, and purpose.
Got it. We have a deeply atmospheric, surreal, and often unsettling world full of glitches and mysteries.
Uh-huh. Plus that unique narrative style, the terminal log, the system tips, and the blend of sci-fi, existential horror, and maybe even a touch of dark philosophy.
Who's the audience then? People into
Oh, wait.
existentialism, transhumanism, weird fiction?
All of the above, I think. Anyone interested in consciousness, the future of technology, what it means to be human or post-human, readers who like stories that challenge reality and don't offer easy answers.
The corrupted emotion driver, the hidden files, pinging God. These are the specific intriguing details you'd maybe tease out.
Definitely. And the journey of Ghost 000, trying to make sense of it all with just those basic commands, it's a compelling framework for these big ideas.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If we're already creating these digital echoes of ourselves online through our data, our interactions, what does that imply about identity?
Right. Where does the digital self end and the real self begin? And what happens when that line blurs completely, maybe even after death? The book seems to be diving headfirst into that question.
A really fascinating kind of unsettling territory to explore. Definitely not your average read.